thought about looking at the ShelterBox website to see if there was, really I was just looking for pictures of shelters to start off with. So then when I looked on the website and found the teachers area, I saw that there were really loads of resources already there, so I sort of based that for my starting point before looking at where it would fit into the whole curriculum. We've used quite a lot of them, but the pictures really were a brilliant starting point because you know, just simple things like the fact that they're all the same size, you can just print them off and laminate them and they're ready there for you, really helps. Otherwise you'd have sort of spent, I was ready to spend a few hours just trawling through the internet looking at different pictures myself. You know, there are loads of different pictures there for different shelters altogether, not just the ShelterBox tents.
And do you think it's given the children a greater awareness of the wider world and things that go on outside of their own worlds? Yeah, definitely. It's been interesting just for them to you know, learn about the sort of 6 different disasters that they've heard about. And also I found some of the literacy that's come from this project has been brilliant, because not only does it mean that they've put themselves sort of in other people's shoes, but also we did one bit of literacy work just after ShelterBox came, and it was looking at how we could raise funds for ShelterBox, because obviously they felt empathy and wanted to help ShelterBox as a charity. So we did a sort of live, you know, a real life sort of bit of writing about how we could fundraise, and some of the work from that was brilliant, because if they're actually writing for a real purpose, then some of their writing's often a lot better. So yeah, so that was really good as well. The ShelterBox resources are these photos, and it was a washing line idea, having at one end waterproof, another end not waterproof, and the children had to put the picture along the water line, along the washing line, deciding whether they thought it was waterproof or not waterproof. And then from that idea, really, that sort of led us to our next thing, which was also one of the ShelterBox ideas, which was making some top trump cards. So from the washing line idea, the children had thought of different categories, so windproof, waterproof, warm, strength, bugproof, whether it was quick and easy to build, and whether there was space for 4 people. And then they made top trump cards using pictures from, they just drew pictures that were from the ShelterBox photos, and then they gave them a scoring and a total, and they played top trumps with them for a bit, and then that's part of the project really. And then using that idea of the categories that they thought of, that they thought were important for different shelters, we then looked at shelters around school and imagined a rainstorm at school, and they had to go and find shelter, and using those same categories they decided whether they were windproof, waterproof, easy to build, strong, and so on. So we managed to link the topic of shelters and homes into literacy by doing some talk for writing. So they all learnt the story of the 3 little pigs for a couple of days and did some drama and acting through that. And then they wrote their own story with the 3 little rats, 3 little monkeys, 3 little koalas, and they made some little shelters outside for the sort of creatures to live in, if you like, and then they chose images from the internet, so it linked in with our ICT as well, and they used a program on the computer to link their photo of the shelter with the image of the creature from the internet and with their writing that they've done in literacy. So it linked the 3 of those things together. This is their DT project that they've been doing, and they had to decide on the design criteria, and they decided that it had to be strong, and that we'd test whether it was strong by using your hand on top and sort of giving it a shake to see whether it collapsed that way, and then using a 250-gram weight to put on the floor, put it on here and see whether it held a 250-gram weight. And the next design criteria, they said that it had to be able to hold 4 Playmobil people inside. It had to be big enough for 4 Playmobil people. It had to be waterproof, which we're going to test. They decided using a small watering can on top. And what was the other one? Windproof, we were going to test and put it a metre away from a fan, wet your hand and put it inside and see if you could feel the air to decide if it was waterproof. And then the 5th design criteria they could choose, so some of them wanted to try and make it bug-proof, some of them wanted to try and make it look interesting and look colourful. So we haven't got round to doing the colourful bits yet.